It's time for Ink the Book Show with your host, Ryan O'Connor. And now, let's ink the book. My name is Jordan B. Peterson. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. You may know me for my world-famous books on behavior and discipline. Well, I have a brand new book with 12 more rules for young people, featuring brand new rules such as don't put gum in your hair unless you want a haircut. Those who color on the walls are doomed to repeat time out. And running with scissors is assuredly a one-way trip to chaos. Now, you might ask, well, why would I need 12 more rules to live by when I don't know what to do with the last 12? And I would answer that question with another question. Have you ever considered that rules themselves require rules of their own in order to properly follow them? If you haven't asked yourself that question, you might find that your life may soon be spiraling into an inescapable hell, the likes of which you might find rather disagreeable. This new book, called Jordan B. Peterson and His 12 Rules for Riding the Stupid, Smelly Bus for Kindergartners, is coming soon to a Kindle near you, or wherever Canadian-authored books are permitted. Yours in Christ, Jordan B. Peterson. Wow. I can't believe it. We have a new sponsor. We're back, everybody. Took me all dang day again, but at least it was a productive day today. We're back. We're back to making comics. It's time for my motivational dark chocolate. That's what the doctor ordered. Okay. I got my ink out. I got my tea. We're ready to draw a page, finally. Okay. Let's take a look. Oh, you crummy thing. There we are. Put this kind of cockeyed so it's not right up in my face. All right. We are drawing. We're ready to draw. Hope everyone's having a good day. That intro was a little jumpy, man. Let me see. Just clearing up some stuff. Okay. Yeah, intro was a little jumpy. I think what I need to do is start plugging into the internet instead of the Wi-Fi. That's going to help. But do you like our new sponsor? That's Jordan Peterson. Man. I read his book. That new one looks pretty exciting. The stupid smelly bus. Man, I wish I had something to talk about, but everything I know, I mean, you're looking at it. This is all I've been doing. All I've been doing is working on commercials and messing with computer programs, fighting with computer programs all day. I think it's time to get a new computer set up here too. This is stuff that should not take me nearly as long as it is, and it's just computers getting bogged down on me. It's no good. Bad for business. Oh, I don't have that kind of daylight. Okay. So here's Bonehead page 49. I just made my schedule. If I do a page a day between now and December 31st, I would hit 80 page 80 by then. Now, I know the holidays is a hard time to commit to that sort of thing. Hitting, meeting a goal every single day, but my plan was always to get more than one page a day, and I was going to try and do 2 today because this is a pretty simple page. Should be a pretty simple page, but now I don't have that kind of time because I was trying to work on other content. Oh man, drawing and animating takes, even when it's Terrence and Phillip animating. It just beats the living crud out of you. I mean, man, that wouldn't have been so hard if I had a smoother computer setup. It's just when I've got like Photoshop open and After Effects open simultaneously, it just starts chugging. And I keep having to like toggle back and forth between them. They take like 5 minutes to open each. So that's our problem as of right now. But it's not as bad as the problems I was having yesterday. That's okay. like I say, baby steps. We're doing stuff. We're making stuff. We're getting there. Tomorrow's my sister's birthday. She's gonna be something years old. She's on the other side of the world right now. She's in Ecuador. She's a jet setter. She's in. Whoa! And then so I don't gotta worry about, getting her a present right away. So I think she's out there for another week. Though I should probably start thinking about it a little harder. But my roommate's birthday, my best friend of 15 years, his birthday is on the 3rd. So that's in like 3 days. So we're working on stuff for him. Yeah, I spent a good chunk of time trying to find just the right trash to give him for his birthday. I was racking my brain a lot. And then I was racking my brain a lot trying to get Adobe to cooperate with me. What we're going to do, I'm going to beef up these lines a little bit. I just want to bring him forward. Okay. Okay. So on his birthday, this Friday, we're doing Top Golf, which I've never done before. I've never gone to Top Golf. The closest I've come to something like that is going to Congo River and hitting the mini golf. pull this one out too. It's a little muddier than I meant it to be. That's okay. These things are fixable. Been dude, making that little commercial, I was just laughing my butt off all day making that. Like I say, it shouldn't have taken me all day. It's the nature of the tools I'm working with, but other than that, I was having a blast making that. I should say all afternoon. All afternoon it took me. I have to keep watching my back in this room because the cat, my roommate has a cat, right? And lately, she keeps sneaking in whenever I don't close my door all the way. And I'll be in here for like a full hour or something. And then all of a sudden I'll hear something creepy or something like that. Or I'll see a white flash out of the corner of my eye. I turn and there's a living creature there. And I go, ah! And it's the cat has snuck into my room. And it scares the living daylights out of me. And I say, get the hell out of here, you cat. And yeah. So it's like, I keep thinking, like, is there something in here she's after that she keeps sneaking in lately? But it's like, this room is clean. There's not like any like hidden cat treasures in here. Ew, cat treasures. Sounds like something I don't want in here. But yeah, I don't know. Well, whenever I see her, she's just like stretching out in front of the door. So I think she's just exploring because she doesn't come in here much. But the persnickety guy is wondering if I'm more untidy than I think I am, and there's something in here that she's after. Okay, so I never say the stuff. My name's Ryan O'Connor. I'm a cartoonist. I guess I should say I'm an aspiring cartoonist, but I do it all day, every day. I'm working on my first comic, my first graphic novel. I've made comics before, but didn't ever do anything with them. It's my first real comic. It's a graphic novel. It's going to be 235 pages. Yikes. We're on page. This is probably about the 60th page I've done or so. This is page 49, but we're about 60 in. So yeah, I'm just trying to document all the work that goes into making a big old graphic novel. So I started doing this. I started putting videos up on this channel when I first started inking the cover, and every time I ink a page, I just turn on the camera and film it. So you can go back and watch from the beginning, page 1, or cover. I do the front cover and back cover, and I do all this front material for the book. Started with page 1, and I've been going ever since. So right now, Bonehead, our main character. Yeah, that's my comic, Bonehead. Bonehead is the main character. He's just gotten in trouble at work, and so he's being kind of hidden away in this like basement office while the company's CEO or whatever is visiting, because the boss doesn't want him embarrassing him in front of the big shot. And these guys, this is like a workplace suck up kind of guy named Neenerman. And this is the factory security guard, Horace, the rhino guy. No, I'm sorry, Boris, my bad. There is a character in this named Horace. That's Bonehead's boss. You shouldn't say who it is. Good one, Ryan. Okay. It's not a big deal. It's barely a secret. Barely a secret. So there are some mysteries in this story. That is hardly one of them. But yeah, it's so this book is about Bonehead, who at the beginning he decides he's going to start getting his life together. He's going to quit being such a goof off, and he's going to start taking his life a little more seriously, going to start growing up. And so he's getting a promotion, and then he is going to ask his girlfriend to marry him. And then he finds out that the poison factory he works at is going to be closing its doors for good, which throws a big wrench in all of his plans. Because if he can't work here, he doesn't know how to do anything else, you know. Because he's always been such a goof off. And so he finds out that there's this top secret project that's kind of responsible for them closing down the factory. So he steals it so they can't close down the factory, and it gets him wrapped up in a big interplanetary fiasco. There's giant bug monsters, there's aliens, there's space travel, interdimensional travel, and a bunch of crazy fun characters. And eventually there's going to be a big whopping, like I said, 235-page book. I think what I want to do, what I've been talking about lately, is I'm going to probably at the beginning of the new year, I'm going to start releasing issues. I'm going to break it up into black and white issue comics, like little 24-page floppy comics, and making them available that way so people can kind of look at what I'm up to. Because if I don't put out anything until this is all colored and lettered and all 235 pages are inked and colored and everything, I will have nothing to show for a long time. So it's just to make it feel like it's like I'm really doing it, to me. Because I've been working my butt off as an artist for 3 years now, and I still feel like I don't have a whole lot to show for it. So we're just trying to feel like a big boy, like we're doing it for real. So that's coming in the next couple months, I want to say. So if you like these drawings, if you like these characters, I don't post a lot of this comic on my Twitter or Instagram. Sometimes I will, but I do post daily drawings. Just about. I haven't posted anything today. I've been a little slower on it lately because stuff with the YouTube and also Thanksgiving. I had friends out visiting, so it content on the social media has been slower than it has been in 3 years. The past little while. But I am still posting stuff. Just not quite as frequently. I can probably post something today. I've been drawing stuff in my sketchbook. I just haven't been finishing stuff. I'll show you. I've been drawing some. Now this guy I posted yesterday, this kid. That guy I posted recently. This guy's like eyeball is coming out. I drew this robot head. Here's a cool one. This is a full page drawing. Character. I usually do like character design stuff. He's like I think of these kind of characters as like knockoff Ninja Turtles characters. He's like a redneck alligator looking kind of bro guy. And then before that I posted this guy. This like kind of army bro unicorn guy. That really looks like the Ninja Turtles to me. I did some of these bugs. Yeah. So there is. I mean, you could scroll through my my Instagram forever, and the links to those are below. So I am just trying to make content. So you can be assured, though, if I'm not doing stuff there, I'm doing stuff here, for here anyway. Because I'm trying to bump up the quality of this channel, too. We're getting there. So yesterday I had my sister Heather on. Oh man, we had a. I just panicked because I thought I left my microphone off this whole time, but I didn't. Because I think when I started yesterday, I had left my microphone off, and then my sister came on, and we had like the video echoing on us for like 5 minutes or so, and it turned out I just had the YouTube channel open in a separate window, and all of a sudden it started playing. And I was like blaming her. I was like, "What did you do? What did you do?" I kicked her out of the show and everything, and then found out, oh, it was me, and she came back on, and I was like, "Yeah, it wasn't you, it was me." That's the downside of starting a YouTube channel. There is a lot of learning that comes with it. But look, this channel, I really think I've, in spite of the technical difficulties, I think I've really come a long way since I started. And that was in August? Maybe end of July. So it's only been like 3.5 months, maybe, tops. August, September, October, November. I think it's been 4 months. So, if you are trying to figure out how to get your YouTube going, I mean, I find out little by little along the way. I'm pretty sure I'm explaining everything as I find it out, but I don't know. If you need help figuring something out, chances are, if I didn't just figure it out, I'm trying to, or if I don't know how to go about it yet, I'm probably trying to, or thinking about how it's going to go down the line. So this book I plan on finishing inking in, let me see, it was April. I want to have it done, inked, whole book. And then I start coloring it, baby. So I don't know how long 235 pages is going to take me to color. No clue. I'll start practicing my coloring before then. Like in the months coming up, I'm going to be like learn how to color efficiently mode. Oh man, what am I doing? So this is a clipboard. Yeah, this I think I must not have cleaned my brush very well last night. Because it's given me a little bit of trouble. It's not terrible. It's certainly manageable. Okay, I'm gonna throw a tiny drop underneath that stem. I like to do drop shadows to and lately I've been trying to keep line weight in mind, just to help stuff pop off the page a bit better. Okay, so there's Niederman. We've got Bonehead back here. Dang, it's 10 o'clock already. It's like, oh. So they're like leaving him. They just told him, like, your assignment while you're down here is to sharpen this entire. Here, I'll show you. So this is what I drew yesterday, right? So he's like, your assignment is to sharpen this entire box of company pencils. And then snaps his pencil on accident because he's just been writing it on this clipboard this whole time. He's like, here, you can start with this one. And then they're leaving. He's like, well, what happens when I finish the whole box? And he goes, you probably won't. Okay. So what also helps with making things pop and stand out, something that really helps is breaking shapes. So he's in front of this desk. I want this corner to shoot past this line and break this shape. We don't want tangents. We want his head to break into this shape. We want this corner to break into this shape. And look, it breaks out here. I'm not the best at avoiding tangents, but I do try. Here's where I fail. It probably shouldn't create this perfect little shape here. His arm. I think this elbow probably should have avoided touching the panel there. Like that. See how it touches the panel like that? That's bad. Don't do as I do. Do what I'm telling you to do. So I'm telling you, I'm learning. So I'll probably try and fix that since I'm calling myself out on it. I try to call myself out on stuff because if I don't, I won't necessarily register it as a thing, you know what I mean? Like if I didn't just now go looking for a tangent, I wouldn't have found one. And if I don't call myself out on it, I don't think of it, you know? Because if I call myself out on it, I try not to let myself take shortcuts. I try not to let myself get away with stuff, you know? Here's this little crooked Dilbert tie. Which I've said before. It's kind of inspired by Dilbert a little bit, but it's also, actually, I would say it's more so inspired by an interview I read with Joe Murray, the creator of Rocco's Modern Life, who, they asked him about O-Town, right? Rocco lives in O-Town, and his name is Rocco, and then he works at Kind of a Lot O Comics, and, there's a lot of O's in Rocco's Modern Life, right? And they asked him, like, what's with the O? And he was like, well, he always thought it was kind of funny, like when somebody on a sports team would go out onto the field and they've just got a big 0 on their back or something. It just kind of just like implies that he's a big loser. And that's kind of like the idea behind Rocco, who's kind of just hapless, and he's kind of like a perpetual victim, especially early on in the show, But that's kind of my thinking with Bonehead, with the crooked tie. It just makes him look like a natural born loser a little bit. It kind of sells that part of him without having to say it. You know what I mean? Because if you can communicate if you can communicate without words, you don't have to exhaust story on explaining things like that. But it's also, it's also more interesting to kind of work personality and specificity into your characters, I guess. Oh. So his legs are all black. I'm mucking them up a little bit. I think that's 2 for 2 panels. I'm gonna need my white pen. Okay, so he's got the straight black legs, and there's a straight black shadow that's about to cross his path. So I'm gonna put the object in front of the shadow. Yeah, I'm gonna need more white. white pen. What the bungalow? You are a bungalow. Okay. Oh man. Okay. Okay. So pencils in box. Shadow under desktop. Wow. Oh, by the way, take a shot because I just hit my face on the camera. Every time I hit my face on the camera, I encourage my audience to take a shot because I do it at least once an episode usually. Though I didn't do it yesterday. I might have while I was talking to my sister and didn't say anything. If I did, it was very barely grazed it. Okay. Here's the wall. There's a piece of paper on the wall. Other panels. Let's see. I have the walls more or less straight black. I'm gonna do the archy thing and like an angle. Uh-huh. So I came on at like 9:30, which means I'm probably not going to finish till like 11:30 or 12. So that seems to be the clip I move at. About 2.5 hours to ink a page. I wanted to do 2 today, man. But come on. I started that Jordan B. Peterson thing last night. I wrote that last night. And let's see, I started doing the Photoshop stuff. I don't know, like maybe around noon. That is when After Effects came into play. That's when stuff started chugging. It works. It's just my... You know what? I might have a fairly good solution that I was thinking of today. Besides buying a new computer, which is forthcoming, but oh, I don't want to use the brush on this. Oh, by the way, I'm not even doing it on screen. Dang it. Yeah, that's art. That's art. That's how we look at art. Oh, and it says click, click. So we lock him in. Oops. Back in my chair into my heater. Okay, I'm gonna do these little special effect lines. I do this stuff with a pen, usually, just so it looks tighter. Well, that's going to be black, so that's why this needs to be white. The wall is going to be black. Okay. I'll do these little sweat lines too. Or alarm lines. Whatever they are. but okay. Okay. Here we are. So I'll mention what I'm using. I'm inking with Speedball India ink. I've got a giant 32-ounce bottle on my desk here. Speedball Super Black India ink. And then my brush is a Winsor & Newton Series 7 Finest Sable Kolinsky. It doesn't say Kolinsky on it, but yeah, it's a Kolinsky Sable brush, size number 2. I alternate between 2 and 3 a lot. I typically use 2 unless it's like too frustrating to get a good line out of it, which, if I don't clean it, sometimes it's like I was saying last night, I don't think I did a great job cleaning it because it's a little harder to pull a line out of it today. It's like it's doing fine. It's just it needs to be run through the ink very often. Like I'm having to run it through the ink just to kind of like to moisten it up again because it's getting like fried too quickly. It's like the brush gets a little frazzled. And it'll do that quicker on you when if you don't clean your brush properly. I try to rinse it out and I'll kind of like suck ink out of the little the reservoir, the barrel here. And I try to wash it for a good while until I stop seeing black coming out of it. Oof. But I was kind of in a hurry last night when I was trying to wash the brush. Sometimes I just outright forget to clean it all together. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Now I've got some water at my desk. It's ink-filled water right now, but that might help me. So I got this little bottle of water. So now I've got this wet brush. I just drag the water off of it, squeeze the water out of it with my fingertips. But now it's got less dry ink in it because that's part of my problem is like now the ink's drying in it, making it stiff and harder to work with. So now I might have a better time for a while. I'm just dragging my brush, twisting it as I stroke lines to kind of get a fine point on my brush. Still trying to avoid tangents between the letters and I don't know, to varied success. I'm trying to avoid tangents. But I can go in and still touch stuff up with my white. That's 3 panels in a row. Okay. He's pulling that door. Okay. There's this pipe on the wall. Goes into the ceiling. Oh, I'm ready to be done. It's just late. I've been in this room all day working on stuff. I tell you, man, it's cool that I can get guests on here. My problem is I'm not going to want to bother anybody. I keep asking Liam, and he's been busy. I'm surprised. Like, I thought he would be my first guest like that, but I've had my brother Jimmy on. I had my sister Heather on yesterday with the camera. With the the new StreamYard features that I've got. I thought Liam would be my first, and he hasn't been on yet. I've asked him like 3 times or something. That's okay. I mean, I know. I'm not bent out of shape about it or anything. So let's see. No, I'm just surprised I haven't been able to get him on yet. But I am trying a lot more often to get him than I used to be. Kid can have a life outside my YouTube channel, I guess. I wouldn't recommend it, but this panel is making this room look a lot more shallow than it should be, but that's okay. Like, it should be wider this way. Then I'm making it in this panel. But cartoon physics, they're something else. They get to be rubbery. We can suspend our disbelief, right? Okay. Now I just gotta. Well, there's a few more details over here. So we got these little bandages on the pipes. So what do you think? Was it a water leak or a gas leak? Okay. So we've got, here's the desk. Here's the pencil box. The cardboard box full of pencils. I meant to ding up these walls a little bit. I don't like all these pristine surfaces. Oh, and there's a crack on the wall here. We'll kind of try and replicate that. Okay. Oops, I'm not on the screen. That's something I gotta get better at, not wandering off screen. So. Two more panels, folks. We can do this. We got this. I'm aiming to finish in less than 2 hours. That would be wonderful. Guys, I tell you, when it takes you like 8 hours to make a minute long puppet video, you gotta pick up the pace on everything else. Don't worry, I'll find a solution eventually. This computer we're running off of is it should be it really should be running faster than it has, not slower. But we'll figure something out. I've got plans. We'll resolve all our problems soon enough. But I've got big ideas. I think this is going to be a fun channel. I think there's a lot. I think I'm going to have like a lot of my issues worked out. I'm going to have stuff to sell like early in the new year. I think we'll be that's the goal right now. I think the new year is going to be a promising time for all things Ryan O'Connor. Okay. Okay. So these black pants of Bonehead's that go directly into his shoes. I've said this before, but I say everything like all the dang time. I also got from Joe Murray, the creator of Rocco's Modern Life, only this idea kind of came when I was designing Bonehead. See, I had other characters that I was working on for a long time before I cooked up Bonehead, and at the time I was a little frustrated with how long it took to draw those characters. Yeah, it doesn't bother me now. It's nothing. I've drawn them a billion times since, but that'll be a book I'm putting off. That'll be a book someday, though, too. But I kind of got it in my head that I really wanted Bonehead, when I was designing him, to be very iconic and kind of graphic and quick and easy to draw, right? And I thought of see, I don't think when I first made him up, I don't think he had the crooked tie, but so I didn't get that. I hadn't thought to do that yet, but when I was first designing him, I gave him the straight black pants and black shoes that just look like his whole legs are black, right? The straight black legs, I should say. And that was an idea I took from Camp Laszlo, which was also created by Joe Murray. And also, I assumed, because I knew I was going to be animating him, right? At the time, I knew I was going to be animating Bonehead for video game stuff, because that's what he was originally created for. And I was thinking at the time that straight black legs would be easier to animate than legs. I thought it would be easier for making passing animations. It would be less it would be more forgiving on the animation, I thought. But really, it just made, for me, if anything, it made animating his legs more complicated for me. If I animated them filled in, it would be a disaster. You just lose track of which leg is which. But yeah, so that wouldn't have helped me. I would always have to draw just his outline. I mean, that's what you should be doing anyway. I just did the outline, animated the outline, and colored him afterwards. Whenever I animated him, I thought it would be helpful to have just straight black legs. But that's not helpful. Animating straight black legs, walking, passing each other, is a nightmare. Let it be known. Oh, I meant to color. I meant to fill this in. Mm-hmm. So an hour and a half. Am I going to beat the 2 hour mark? I don't know. Them putting Bonehead in the basement and giving him busy work to keep him out of the way and not make them look bad reminds me of, that's not what I got it from, but it reminds me of The Simpsons when they put Homer in charge of watching the bee in the power plant. So like I think it's when the health inspectors come by or whatever, or the, what do you call them? I don't know, something like that. Come by, like he doesn't make them look bad, so they've got him in the, I think, the basement watching this jar with a bee in it. It's like him and a couple other stupid guys. Ah, my finger slipped. Okay. Almost done. Almost down to the last panel. I'm debating whether I want to do that shadow underneath Bonehead in this one. That's the other problem with having the straight black legs. It's harder to do shadows underneath him for that reason. So I try to go easy on doing ground shadows on panels where you see Bonehead's feet. But So if I was, and you know what, about this similar time to when I created Bonehead, I was making up another character, um, also with straight black legs and feet. So I do have another character that I will surely also do a book about them, those characters someday. But I do have another character with the straight black legs. But if I were to give someone advice on character design, I would not recommend the straight black legs and feet. It seemed like Bonehead has a lot of black in his design, and it was largely me thinking of making him like a just iconic sticker graphic looking character. So he's the black eyes, the black tie, and the black legs. I thought it would just I don't know. He is very very iconic looking to me. I want to say, but yeah, I'd say the straight black legs and feet caused more problems than it served anything for me. Now, if I wanted to, and I might do this throughout this book, if I ever animate him again, I would probably do it too. I would probably just outline his legs and color him with a dark gray, like they do in a lot of animation. Like if I ever do a book with my other character, I will certainly do more of that. See, I think the straight black does kind of lend itself better to like comics. Than animation, anyway. Though that was something I liked about Billy and Mandy. They always had a bunch of straight black in their backgrounds and in their characters, and I always thought it was kind of striking and cool. Especially in the backgrounds. It's kind of like counterintuitive. You want your characters to really pop from the background in animation. I mean, in comics too, but in art, how about? But it was really striking in Billy and Mandy. All the black you'd see in the backgrounds. Okay, let's see. See, the tie breaks the shape of the door. Trying to drag a smooth line, and my arm is kind of doing that on the table. Okay. Baseboard. I feel like I probably throw in baseboard more than a lot of cartoonists. Maybe I'm wrong. If I do, I think it has to do with being raised by a painter, a house painter. Because I would always go to work with my dad, and he would always have me painting the baseboard of the room whenever I would help him. I think the stakes were lower on messing up a baseboard than the people's walls. Here's the pipe. Okay. Let's see. Mess up that whole line. Why couldn't I have done it like this one, which I don't think it really needed to be that thin. This one I needed to be thin. I don't want it being all thick when it's flat on the ground. See, the one that goes all to black, I did super thin. And the one I wanted to be thin was all thick and lumpy. That's how I operate. Everything done wrong. Everything done the hard way. That is true. I do everything the hard way. Either accidentally or just naturally. I always end up taking the long route. I get or I get comfortable in doing stuff the old way as new, easier ways emerge. I do everything the hard way in life. People make fun of me all the time too. Like, there's a hotkey for that. I like navigating through drop-down menus and drop-down menus and drop-down menus. It's my style. Oh man, I still got his legs. I thought I was done. And this line. So there's actually supposed to be a mop here. Guys, I heard that now Tim Jacobus, I've talked about him before on this channel. He's one of my first artistic influences. He's the guy who did the covers for just about all the Goosebumps books, right? I met him a couple years ago, and he was a really nice guy, Tim Jacobus, and he announced today on his Instagram that today was released The Art of Goosebumps, which has it's like a 200-something page book, and it's got all the art, all of Tim Jacobus's covers, and then it just kind of breaks them down a bit. I think, though, on Amazon, the artwork is temporary stuff, and if you'll notice, unless they update it, so he posted a different cover on his Instagram, which I like way more. It's got his art on it. The one that's on Amazon, I think, is a mock-up cover, and it's got a bunch of the later re-release artwork on it, which is not his, and it's not as good, if you ask me. I don't know why that would even be on a mock-up cover, but maybe that's probably featured in there too, but it's less gravity, and I don't know. 235 pages, or no, it was, that's my book. It was 200-something pages though, and I'm just thinking, first of all, why would they have the re-release covers in there if I don't know, there were 164 books in the original series, and I know it's got the Goosebumps 2000 stuff in there, so I don't think that art is going to be featured in that book. So I don't know why it would be in a mock-up cover, but anyway, it looks amazing, other than the false cover that is on the Amazon page right now. Also, it was still saying it was a pre-order, but it does say it was I did read that it was released today, and that's what Tim Jacobus said as well. So I am putting it out there. If you like me and buying me presents, if somebody out there buying me Christmas presents, there's a thought. No, I don't know. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's totally up my alley. Also, recently I was looking for the back in the height of Goosebumps, they put out an R.L. Stine kind of autobiography kind of thing called It Came from Ohio. My Life as a Writer by R.L. Stine. And then there was one about Tim Jacobus as well called It Came from New Jersey, My Life as an Artist. And a while ago I was looking for it, and I don't think I could find it, but now I was looking today as well, and I was finding it on eBay, I was finding it on Amazon, I think, but anywhere you can find it, it's $200. Can't find it for less than $200, which is a ripoff, honestly. Not to belittle how much I want to own a book about Tim Jacobus. That's a ripoff. And I remember looking at that one in a store when I was a kid and really wanting it. I have read multiple times the R.L. Stine one, but I've never read the Tim Jacobus one. So I'd really like to get my hands on that, but not for $200. That I would not do that. Anyway, I am calling it a night. I've been cooped up in this room all day doing stupid projects and my wonderful book. Oh, look at that. It's a page. All right. I'll be back tomorrow evening at some point. I won't squander the day on After Effects tomorrow. I'll just be doing the art, the hand-drawn art thing. So I'm going to head out. I'll leave you with this. My name is Jordan B. Peterson. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. You may know me for my world-famous books on behavior and discipline. Well, I have a brand new book with 12 more rules for young people, featuring brand new rules such as don't put gum in your hair unless you want a haircut. Those who color on the walls are doomed to repeat time out. And running with scissors is assuredly a one-way trip to chaos. Now, you might ask, well, why would I need 12 more rules to live by when I don't know what to do with the last 12? And I would answer that question with another question. Have you ever considered that rules themselves require rules of their own in order to properly follow them? If you haven't asked yourself that question, you might find that your life may soon be spiraling into an inescapable hell, the likes of which you might find rather disagreeable. This new book, called Jordan B. Peterson and His 12 Rules for Riding the Stupid, Smelly Bus for Kindergartners, is coming soon to a Kindle near you, or wherever Canadian-authored books are permitted. Yours in Christ, Jordan B. Peterson.